Well, let's go ahead and get the business out of the way here. We're glad you're here. This is, let's see, we've had women on here before, so that's not a first. But
you're correct.
Multiple women, that's a first. And 6 people to crowded room.
New setup
for this week at least. We had to reconfigure to fit this many people in here.
I don't know if my neck can go this way and this way.
Oh,
Just
well,
saying.
See, normally I'm over there and I'm staring at Ryan. Now I get to see Fano.
How you doing?
Yeah, it's a whole different view over here.
Right.
But we're glad you're here. We need your help. We are so close to 100 subscribers. We need to make a big push right here. Make a big push, and let's get to that 100 mark. We need you to go to the GPS to God YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the red subscribe button. That gets us to 100. That's what we need. And if you've already subscribed, thanks. Tell your friends, tell your family. Once we get to 100, we get our own unique YouTube address. And once we get to 100, if you have left a comment on any episode, you're in the running to win a gift card.
There you go.
Stuttering Stanley over here. Win
Sound
a gift
like
card.
me.
5 people. 5 people are going to win the gift card, and the grand prize winner is going to win a seat on the podcast.
We got plenty of them now.
Yeah, we do. Could be this configuration, could be something else.
Right.
But please go and subscribe, tell your friends, and if you want to receive notifications when we release a new video, just hit that little bell and it'll notify you as soon as it happens. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you leave a good rating, and that helps us with our visibility and lets you and others find us easier. And we're on Spotify. We're on any and every platform for your podcast. And as always, if you want to get in touch with us, email us, podcast@parkwaybc.net. We want to hear from you. We want to involve you in the podcast, and we can only do that if you email us or if you leave us a comment or both. And don't forget, new episodes come out every Monday.
That's the important part.
Every Monday. So, Monday used to be a bad day. Now it's not.
Anticipation.
That's right. So we are here with all of our lovely wives. And we have no idea what's going to happen today. But we are expecting great things. And we hope that you enjoy the show. However great or train wreckish it may be.
Or awkward it may be.
Love us anyway.
Yeah. So, do you want to introduce your wife?
Do I have to?
No, I can if you want to. I'll do
right.
it for you.
This is my lovely wife, Dawn Gotro. You want to say hi to everyone?
Hi.
Well, this is my lovely wife, Kristi. Do you want to say hi to everyone? No? There you go.
And this is my wife, Lorie.
Now, Ryan's wife was lovely, and Daniel's wife was lovely, and yours was just, this is my wife. I'm just pointing this out.
Well, here's the thing. Y'all are like
he was saving it up.
You're like the middle child because you've been married
12
in the
years,
middle
yes.
of
Yeah.
12
So
years.
we've been married the longest.
Yes.
Yeah. How long?
18 years.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice.
Quick math in my head right there.
Nice.
18
You better
years.
get
I
that
hope
right.
you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm right.
You can always edit that.
That's right, yeah.
You can always edit that.
I'm right. We used to be confused on our anniversary because our wedding was delayed. But
Oh.
we finally got that figured out.
We or you?
No,
okay.
It was both of us.
Okay.
It was both of us.
Okay.
And how long have you been married? What do you say, 12 years?
12 years.
12.
Yep.
9.
It's
No.
October.
Yeah. So you're the middle child, so
That's
it's supposed to
true.
be awkward.
Yeah.
Now I'm the baby in life. That's how I know how to live. Like
Yeah.
baby,
Pampered.
favorite, spoiled. Yes. That's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Fano's the middle child, and there's all kinds. I mean, the only child. You know what they say about the only child.
He doesn't really
Yeah, what-
act like
what
it.
do they
though.
say?
Oh,
I got
what
one.
only
What do
they
child.
say?
Okay.
Thank you so
Yep.
much.
That's why
Daniel.
y'all get
I
along
appreciate
so
that.
well.
Yeah.
I'm like so not the only child.
He's really not.
Really
Truly,
not.
he's not.
I don't have those
Well, he
traits.
truly is. Truly is.
Well, that was
What
brought
does
up
that
in our group.
I'm just saying it. You're the only child.
Yeah.
You put anything else with that?
I mean, you were spoiled as a kid.
hold up.
Hey, Dawn.
Yes.
Make sure you talk in the microphone, please. I mean, you can look at him, but we want to hear when you
Is
trash
that
talk him.
better?
Yeah, Thank you.
much.
That is true. We don't want to miss any
Yeah,
of
I'm
that.
gonna make it as loud as possible.
No, but you were spoiled. I mean, you.
Just because I said I wish I could have that doesn't mean I wanted it. Remember
Oh.
that?
Yes, your Nana got you everything.
Rude.
Which Ryan's mom had to tell
Oh, yeah,
her
that was
mom,
fun.
like, if you don't stop buying him stuff, I will punish him.
We
So
found
that-
ways around that.
I mean, he did win a softball championship single-handedly the other day.
I
right.
did not.
It did sound that way.
Yeah. No, it
David
was
Kaufman, you
that.
did
It
help.
was that way.
You did help.
It was that way.
Help.
It wasn't. It
He
wasn't
got roasted
sounding.
in our group text
Yeah, I did.
by his,
One little
his lovely
mistake.
wife. His lovely wife.
Said I instead of we.
Builds character.
So speaking of fans, and we said in the open we want fans to reach out, email, and all that kind of stuff. We have a fan who has sent a gift,
What?
and it's unfortunately not for everyone. It's just for one of us.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
It's got to be Ryan.
I
That
wish.
would be incorrect.
What?
oh no.
This is
Oh, no.
No.
It's for you?
this is a T-shirt that was sent in
Oh my word.
Oh, this
For-
is
for-
fantastic.
Mr. Stefano
Oh, yeah.
Patterson.
One side and you get the other.
Yeah, you got it. So
As a
for-
reminder of your life and death.
That is-
That's right.
So I think you
That's
need to put
special.
this on at least for a
That
few
is-
minutes.
That's special. That's special.
So for those that may not have caught the story on a previous episode, Stefano was bushwhacked, ambushed. What's another word maybe?
Don't look at me. I had to pull the phone out last time.
Yeah. So he was sneak attacked by
That's a good
a
Sneak attacked.
raccoon when he was taking the trash out. So he got a nice little
All
gift here
right.
from a loyal fan. For those that are listening and not watching on YouTube, it says, I heart trash pandas. Has a picture of a heart and a picture of a raccoon's face on
It's
it.
perfect.
So
Our son has told everyone the story. And his favorite part is, and then Daddy squealed like a girl and ran in the house. He
Yeah.
tells everybody, Daddy squealed
almost-
like a girl.
It's almost like it's his story.
Yeah, he embellishes a little, but
Slightly.
makes a good story.
He's got
Yeah.
that part down packed.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone knows.
I think he told me that story the day after you said it on here. He told me that. And he was very
Tells-
animated.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He tells
yes.
strangers, anybody running by the house
Yeah.
or anything, just random people in stores. He
Just random people.
shares.
He really has. yes.
shares how much I squeal like a girl.
Yeah. Well, 10 o'clock at night, raccoon jumping out of the trash can.
I mean,
Straight for your face, claws up, fangs
Ready to fight.
You never
showing.
know.
He,
I mean,
that's what I imagine when I
half
hear that
asleep.
story.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's just.
If it wasn't like
unusual.
that, you don't have to admit it, but that's what people can imagine.
So, I mean, it was scary.
Yeah.
I mean, anything jumping out at you, whether it be a human, much less I don't know,
Trash panda.
5 pound trash panda. 5 pounds, that's probably fair.
Yeah.
Nice gift.
So, speaking of gifts, we partook in a previous gift we received this past
You did.
weekend. We had a
Yep.
little cookout with all of us here and our children, and we were sent some what's it called, kangaroo burgers and
Mhm.
ostrich burgers a few weeks ago, and we finally made time to grill those up. So most everyone took a bite.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear some reactions. Dawn, how was it?
They were not bad. The kangaroo was a little dry. I think that's what, and the ostrich was, but it wasn't bad.
Mm-mm.
Would you eat it again?
Probably so, yeah. I mean, I like food.
So I did look up. It was supposed to be cooked medium rare. I was not comfortable with that, so I,
Both of them?
got
Both
it-
of them or just
both of them
Okay.
because they're
Mhm.
lean. They're both lean.
right.
They were lean, yeah.
So, but I was not comfortable with that. I didn't want to, spread parasites to this entire
Thanks.
group and
We appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
children.
That is
So
nice.
Yeah.
You're looking out for us. Thank
we
you.
dealt with the dryness, even though Ryan is a medium rare guy. We dealt with
I
the
am.
dryness.
I am.
But what did you think?
I liked both of them. If I had to pick, though, I'd probably pick the ostrich. Just by the way how they were cooked. So maybe
Yeah.
if you cooked it correct, I might have liked the
Wow.
kangaroo a little better. But it's okay.
I mean, feel free to cook yourself next time.
Ryan
You don't want that.
Ryan does not do burgers very well.
Meat and grills don't match with my hands working it. No.
Nope.
No.
Dawn, do you cook?
Like 4 things. like spaghetti, tacos, grilled cheese. Maybe only 3 things.
Cinnamon rolls.
I do love cinnamon rolls. I'm
Yeah,
a huge
those are
fan.
good things.
Got about 7 packages of cinnamon rolls in my fridge / freezer right now. I do love them.
Hey, if you can only cook 3 things, those are 3 really good things.
I mean, you got
Stick
Italian,
with what you know.
check.
She's really good at
Mexican?
heating up chili in a
Absolutely.
pan, in a pot.
I've done that a time or two.
Good old
Yeah.
Skyline.
Ooh, I do like Skyline chili. You ever had Skyline chili?
Yes, I
Yeah.
lived in Cincinnati for
Really?
9 months,
We do
and
love
all those people talk about is their chili,
Oh,
and
yes. Not a
I'm
fan?
sorry, Randy Shannon, I don't like it. Actually, I can't remember if he likes Skyline or what's the other one, Gold Star.
Gold Star.
Gold
Oh,
Star.
I've never heard
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
I don't love either. No, wasn't a fan.
It's a staple at our house for
Yep.
hot dogs.
Okay,
But do you love ostrich or kangaroo burgers?
I can't say I love either of them,
Well,
but they weren't bad. I mean,
so you need to give a little backstory though that
Okay.
you told us Saturday that I don't think I knew.
okay, so from the year 2000, in the year 2000, I stopped eating red meat. And I did not start back eating red meat until I was pregnant with Grant, which would have been in 2017.
So
He
for
wanted a
17
crystal.
years,
Yeah. So for 17 years, I didn't eat red meat. And then all of a sudden,
Grant wanted a
Grant
crystal?
wanted a crystal. Yeah. Yeah.
when you were pregnant with
That's
him?
right. Yes.
It's a thing.
I was just
Mama
trying to-
wanted the crystal, but
I was
yeah.
just trying to
it's a
clarify
thing.
that. Make
It's
sure
a
I was
thing,
catching
yes.
the details.
Yes, yes. So then when you asked me to eat ostrich and kangaroo, I mean, I'm just barely back into this red meat game. You're throwing this weird stuff. It wasn't terrible.
Wasn't terrible.
It was all mental. If you had not told me what it was, if it had been on bread with the cheese and the stuff and the ketchup, I probably wouldn't have known that it was. I would have just thought it was a little dry.
I mean, cooked and not cooked when they were still raw. I mean, they looked exactly the same.
Okay, I was worried about the color and I was worried about the smell. And they looked just like regular hamburgers.
Yeah.
And they didn't smell.
No.
I mean, I was obviously worried about the taste too, but they
Well,
weren't
they-
terrible.
if
I don't want it again, fan. We don't want any more.
We've had our fill.
We've done it.
Because
yes.
of the mental part.
The
right?
mental part, yes. I couldn't quite get over kangaroo,
Yeah.
ostrich. Yeah.
So
But I've said
She'll never look
we've
at
done
it.
it.
Like when we do a grill at her or something again, she'll never
don't
look
trust
at it the
it.
same. She'll be like, "What is this?"
yeah.
Like chicken, please.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll just bring
We'll bring our own. Yeah.
So Carter had the best description, I think, of the kangaroo. He said it tasted like dried out steak, like
Yeah.
really, really
Yeah.
dry steak.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
Yeah.
when he said that. I was like, "You're right. That's
pretty
what it said."
Yeah.
It did, yeah.
Pretty accurate.
So Mr. Picky Eater, who kind of corrected me, he's like, "Hey man, I'm picky, but I'm not that picky. Like I
Yeah.
eat normal stuff."
I do eat normal
Because
stuff.
I was messing with him in a group text.
I mean, I eat normal stuff. I mean,
But-
it's fine. I mean, I probably wouldn't eat it again, just because. I mean, unless I have to, if I'm stranded somewhere and I have to somehow
Survive.
Take down a
Survive.
kangaroo.
Gotta
take
survive.
down a
We know we can
kangaroo
do
or
it
an
now.
ostrich or
That's right.
whatever,
We can do
I'll just bring a normal. I don't think I'll ever be in a situation, hopefully, that I'll have to eat that again.
But he did.
But it wasn't. It
We
wasn't
all took
bad.
a very
It
small
wasn't bad.
bite.
It wasn't bad.
It
Mixed
wasn't
with
like
every.
nibbles.
Ours was very small.
It wasn't nibbles though. Like it
Well,
was a
I
I
legit
mean, it was
bite.
enough to taste
a
it, but it
legit
wasn't
chunk.
like a whole burger.
No, we cut
No,
it up
we
into
cut it up,
bite-sized
yeah.
pieces. So
Yeah.
we
Right.
cut one patty into 6 pieces, I think.
Yeah.
So
But
you
y'all
had
just took a
sixth
bite
of a patty.
of that.
We took a bite of
Yeah,
the
we
bite.
ate
No,
the
I
whole-
took a chunk. I took a chunk.
Oh, did
Took
you?
a bite
Laura
of the
did
bite.
take a
Yeah.
bite of the
Yes.
bite.
Okay.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
took a bite. I took
And
a chunk.
Amelia took a bite.
She
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
She did not like
No,
it.
she
though.
nibbled.
Yeah.
Hers was a nibble.
Hers
Yes.
was-
Lily
But-
looked at me like I was crazy. She
Yeah.
was like, I'm out.
No thanks.
But it's
Don-
fine. I mean, but like Lorie said, with all the stuff on it, I mean,
Wouldn't have
you
known.
probably wouldn't have known.
Wouldn't have known.
It would have just been Daniel didn't know how to cook.
Yeah.
You know,
just
burgers
a little
or
dry.
something
This
like
was a
that,
little
so,
dry.
Yeah, but
The
yeah,
the ostrich wasn't
was
that
good.
dry.
No, the
No,
ostrich
it was
a
better.
little bit better,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you
Borderline
were
good.
smart because you did not tell us which one we were eating when we ate it.
Until after you
just
ate it, yeah.
gave it to us and we just ate it.
Ryan and Dawn both just like
They really
it and
did.
like-
Yeah.
They really
I was
did.
Yeah.
they
excited
threw
about
it
it.
both in there. I mean,
Yeah.
they
I was
just
Ready to try
I
it.
was waiting for a countdown. I thought we were going to like cheers
You just gotta
and
go
eat it
for it.
together, and
No.
theirs was already digested
It
before
was.
we
yeah.
built
gotta-
up the courage.
Gotta go for it.
Yep.
They did.
No backing up. Just go at it.
They did. So we talked about during this cookout. This was hilarious. I have no idea if it's going to get close to the level that happened the other day.
Oh no!
Replacing the toilet paper.
Oh no!
I almost sent y'all a video of me doing it. but I just couldn't get the right angle.
There is
I
no,
just couldn't do it.
there is
So
no
this
video
kind of
of
started
Lorie
with
doing it.
some things that your spouse does
That annoys
that
you.
could annoy you.
Or don't do.
Or doesn't do, yes.
I mean,
So this episode, we want to talk about marriage, and marriage is not always easy. It's
No,
a
sir.
commitment, and in our society now, people don't really take that commitment. It's kind of a fat, hey, let's get married. Doesn't work out, we'll get divorced. We don't have that commitment in our society anymore, and that's not what the Bible tells us marriage is supposed to be. It doesn't say it's going to be easy. It's not. But if you're committed to each other, you can work past those things that you're not going to agree on, because you're not going to agree on a lot of things
Right.
throughout your marriage. So we were talking about what's something you argue about, how you get over that as a couple, that kind of stuff. And toilet paper, replacing the toilet paper came up.
The big one.
It was lively.
it was.
But the best, okay, I'll confess for all of you. Sometimes, and I'm going to give myself an out also, because all you mamas will know, we don't usually go to the bathroom by ourselves.
Amen.
Like, there's usually someone else that joins.
Yep.
Fano, has anybody ever gone to the bathroom with you? No. Okay. So sometimes I get a little distracted by a child.
Yes.
And so I may just grab a roll of toilet paper, and I don't have time to like take the spring. It like shoots out, like get it on there. Grant, okay, I'm coming. And I just set it on top of the roll. Okay. On the little.
The ledge. Or
Yeah.
the
Because
thing.
Fano does such a good job of putting it on the holder.
See, really, it's
Why
his
would I
fault-
take
this
that
is
away from
Fano's
him?
fault for doing it so
I
well
mean,
Hold up.
Yeah.
that
Why
he just
why
lets him.
steal his joy?
That's right.
This,
Yeah.
this took a wild turn.
Yeah.
So
right.
I mean,
Hold on,
so
I was about to brag on you. So before you say whatever you're about to say, can I brag?
sure.
Okay. But I will say, of all the times that I just like politely put it on top and don't like do all the things, he never complains about it. He's about to on this podcast, but in real life, he doesn't. He just changes it out.
No,
Yeah.
and it's not. I mean, it's not something that it was just. I think the question was what annoys. I
Yes.
guess in the marriage. So it's not an argument, because it's. I
It's
really
not
don't.
an argument.
I really don't say anything. But if brought up, amongst podcast friends, we can tell the truth. So I mean, the spring you're talking about,
It's a lot of
like
work.
maybe like a 5-second
I don't have it.
thing to do.
I don't
Yeah,
have
but
5
what
seconds.
if you don't get it lined up just right, and it pops off?
Okay.
It can be.
I mean,
It's dangerous.
It can be
your,
dangerous.
and your
You
excuse
shoot your eye out.
Just shoot your eye out.
and the excuse with the kids and using the restroom. I mean, you probably would not go to the restroom if they're going to come. You would wait until like nap time, maybe.
She only
What?
gets to use the restroom like
What?
once.
I'm sorry.
just saying.
I have to
Well,
wait
maybe
till
not.
2 p.m. to
Maybe
use the
Maybe not.
restroom.
But I mean, you're acting like this is like a this is not cooking dinner.
Come
I mean,
on.
it's just taking the roll. I mean, just acknowledging that the roll is off and just putting the roll back in there. I mean, that takes.
Email your comments for Stefano to podcast@parkwaybc.net. We will read them.
I mean, it's okay. It's just something that's happened for 12 years, and it's just something that's just unexpected.
He's not counting. anything.
Unexpected.
It's just
I will
unexpected
say,
because should that
I just
happen,
bragged on you. I'm just reminding you.
should it happen if the roles are reversed? I always
I know you're so
always,
good. You're
always
so
just
good.
like, let me go ahead and get that. Let me
See
go
how
ahead and
good he
put the
is?
roll on there.
I will say, when we had our bathroom remodeled, Monday Builders, Russell, thank you.
Future
Former
sponsor.
podcast guest.
That's
Future
right.
sponsor.
And future sponsor. When he redid our bathroom, we put a new kind of toilet paper. What are they called?
Holder.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just lift it. There's no spring involved. You just lift it up, slide it on. And I will say I've changed it every single time since our bathroom has been remodeled.
There has been some confrontation on
For
that.
those who
I
are
believe
not-
you.
It's truth.
But
Those who
Fano
are not
has this
watching
look
right
of-
now, Fano
this
has
look on
a-
his
He
face.
can look
like-
however he wants to.
I believe
it's
you, though.
true.
It's very curious.
Yeah.
I don't.
Like-
so this is it's gonna go to this point. So.
I'm afraid that we're going to spend 1 hour talking about
no,
toilet
it's fine.
paper.
It's fine.
Hey, did
we
you bring the
have
microwave
we
in
have a
here?
group we have a group text here.
For the pop.
When it happens, which will be probably this week, I will take a picture and I
I
will
changed
send
it
it to
today.
all of y'all.
I changed
I'll
it
send it to all
today.
of y'all when it happens. Okay, it won't be long. Probably Friday.
You believe me, didn't you? Kristi believes me. Dawn,
I believe you.
that's right. Ladies,
I don't know. Do we argue about toilet paper? I don't think we argue about toilet paper. It's more coffee. Coffee cups in the bathroom left every day.
Again, works from home, has to go to work, wakes up first.
Hey, what's the room that you leave when you leave the house? What room is that?
The kitchen.
Oh, is that what that is? I didn't realize that. Where do coffee cups come from normally?
They come from the kitchen, but they have to follow me to the bathroom.
That's right.
But then eventually you have to leave, though, right?
Ryan, thin ice.
Just
She's
saying.
also getting lunches made.
Oh, yeah.
We
All
even
the
have
stuff out.
have a window that you have to walk right by that has the sink on the other side. You just put it in there.
But then
Done.
if
She doesn't want to wake you up. I'm sure you're sleeping well.
no.
She's headed to work.
Don't even
Still
start
sleeping.
that. No, I've done got smacked by then. Wake up!
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've got to go. Let's go.
Not even, no, done.
So as you can see, little things are going to cause some strife.
Of course.
Could happen.
But you can't let that
All about toilet paper.
derail
No.
your
That's
marriage.
right.
No.
But a lot of times it's the little things that like annoy you the most. Like
Sure.
big
Oh, yeah.
issues, you're going to work through those. You're not just going to let those play out every day while you're getting the kids ready and making lunches and getting dressed and Ryan's sleeping. Like you're not going to let that carry on. But, little things, that's what's going to annoy you because it's the things that kind of seem insignificant that you're like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I've done better. At least I dump it out and rinse my cup. And
When was the
Way
last
to
time? When
go.
When was the last time you heard me complain about it? Though it's been a little bit.
Saturday night at
Was it
our,
really
at our
Saturday?
A little
podcast
bit.
dinner.
Besides that, we were bringing stuff up.
I'm sure the week
5
before.
nights ago.
No.
Not for sure.
It's been a couple months because I've tried to stop that. Because it's easy for me just to pour it out and go walk it in there.
See, just as easy it is for Fano to take the thing off and put the toilet paper
see-
on.
Fine. It's just going to be that
But
way.
the
Teamwork.
It's okay.
coffee cup
Teamwork.
stays in the
That's what
sink
marriage
for
is
like a
all about.
month.
It's teamwork.
Right, teamwork.
okay.
But the coffee
That's-
cup stays in the sink for like a month after that.
Hey, now you're telling them all of our dirty secrets, and you just need to watch that.
I mean,
My
Who has
sister's
time to
probably
do
going,
dishes?
"Oh, gosh." Her and Seth are like on it.
yes, we never wash dishes.
We do wash. Again, we wash them. It just they might not get washed like
This is
right
good.
after
This
their
is
use.
so
So
Not
there's
good.
some
top
people.
priority.
Yeah, there's some people who like have to have that sink clean. I'm not one of those people. I don't have to have the sink clean.
Dawn and I walk in the house. We see all the dirty dishes in the sink, and we go, "Do we have paper plates today? Do we have plastic utensils to use? We don't want to do those."
So when we first got married, the house we lived in our bedroom had a bathroom on, attached to it. Kristi had a hamper in the bathroom, and then a hamper in the bedroom, and they were separated by a wall. They were both in the same place on opposite sides of this wall. So if the wall wasn't there, they would be touching. 2 hampers back. And she said, "These kind of clothes go in here. These kind of clothes go in here." And I'm like, "Why? Just put all the clothes in the hamper. When it gets full, you wash it." And we went back and forth about.
Was it like
not
dark lights or like casual
towels and stuff in here and
Oh,
clothes.
yeah.
So
Oh, I do that. Like towels are
course,
separate from my
yes.
clothes. and
easy
stuff.
Yes.
picking sides here.
That's
Easy.
right.
I'm just saying that's
Who
like
doesn't do
doesn't?
that? Right, yeah.
So I was like, "Well, we don't need 2 hampers. I mean, it's just us. So when a hamper gets full, we can wash it." And I was complaining to my dad about it, and he said, "I'm going to give you some advice." I thought it was great advice. I'm going to pass this
Share
on
it.
to all you listeners and to the young rookies of 9 years of marriage over here. If it's an opinion,
You're talking to her, right? Not
no,
me.
no.
Talking,
Said-
I'll back
No.
up for
No.
a second.
If it's an opinion, don't argue over it. Like, you're not gonna. If it's not a logical thing, if it's just an opinion or something they like, it's not worth arguing. If it's if it's a logic based or like a safety thing, health thing, like, yeah, you can have a discussion about
Some good
that. But
advice.
if it's not a
Okay,
logical, like if you think it's illogical, it doesn't make sense, it's not even worth arguing.
Not worth that.
Like, don't.
Okay.
That's good. I like it.
What if the opinion's not logical?
Well,
Whose opinion?
It's always gonna.
Come on.
If it's not logical to you, it's an opinion problem.
That is good. That's good.
So, And we
Watch
still
it.
have two. So now in our house today, we still have two hampers.
Yeah, you do.
They are not separated by a wall. They are actually touching.
Hey, we had same thing. Our closet in our bathroom has two hampers, one for towels and then one for like clothes.
I just, where do you want me to put this? You tell me
Which
where
hamper?
to put this.
But you would think by now you should know.
I do know.
Okay, just
Being
making sure.
being the veteran that you
Yeah.
That's right.
that you are,
Seriously.
Been
you
married
know.
the longest.
Well, now the only problem I have with the hampers is me being lazy and not washing clothes. Kristi does the laundry, but I'm like, I really wanted to wear that shirt or those shorts, and
You should have done the laundry.
it's been in the hamper for like a week. How come
I've
it's
learned
not
that
washed?
Yeah.
last year.
I don't say that. I don't say that when that happens. I
Oh,
just,
okay.
yeah.
You've learned how to do the laundry in the last years.
I mean, I know how to do the laundry. I just never did it.
Okay.
Dawn did it. I don't know. It wasn't like I told her to do it, or you were like, "Hey,
No, just, you
this
know.
is my job." It just that's how it happened.
Yeah.
I will say the first couple of years of our marriage, so we were older when we got married. We had both, done our own thing, lived, and so we got married. And for the first couple of years, I did my laundry, and he
Bonnet
did
did that?
his. Yes, for several years it just worked.
Did
I
y'all
don't.
use
I
your
don't know
own
when
detergent, like your own kind.
No, we could share. And
What's
I
funny
don't.
about that, we've had that in our house.
I mean, if you have like allergic reaction or something like that to it, that makes
No, I
total
just like to
sense.
smell better.
Smell better.
No, we can't. We
No,
have to use
like
that
some detergents smell better, so I'm like, I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had separate
know what it
detergents for a
changed.
while, but then we didn't because
In
the,
our
the
household.
one I like was too expensive. So
In our household, I could care less. As long as I don't break out, I'm good.
Yeah, they have him and Lily have sensitive skin,
Yeah.
so we use like hypoallergenic.
he's sensitive.
He
Yeah.
looks sensitive.
He's sensitive.
Stop it, guys.
So how did you all meet?
We met through one of his friends dated one of my friends.
Shout out Greg Locke.
Yes.
Greg Light's been getting some
He
love
has had a lot of
lately.
airtime on here. He better have subscribed. They dated a very short amount of time, but just enough for us to meet. Even though we went to the same school, but
Say it.
Bono's a lot older, so he did not even know I existed till we met. 6 years.
That must be a common thing. He knew what was coming.
He knew, yeah.
'Cause he's like,
He
"Go ahead and
loves when
say
I
it.
tell the
Go ahead and
story.
say it."
He was a senior when I was in 6th grade.
Well,
The
you didn't have to
seniors-
go down that road.
Ooh.
The seniors would chaperone our field trips.
There's no other way for her to tell this story.
You have to.
There's no other
those are
way
just the
that I've heard
facts.
this
Okay,
story
we didn't know.
told as this.
We didn't know each other
6
then.
years, chaperone,
Yeah, you know the
pen
story.
pals. Yes.
Pen pals.
Whatever you want to say. Yes. I had a pen pal that was in her grade.
That's
that
right.
I would write to and stuff. So
He knew my brother existed because
did.
they're about the same age, my sister, but he did
I
not
did.
know there was a third
Another
Neely.
Another
That's
one.
right.
there was another one.
Don't worry, Dawn didn't know I existed either, so it's all good.
I didn't.
So how did you all meet? This is kind of a long story if you tell the whole thing.
Well,
Yeah,
we
Dawn.
can keep it short. I mean, we both had a mutual friend. We all lived in the same neighborhood. Ryan says he knew me on the bus. I didn't know him. That's the part where I didn't know he existed.
I wasn't good enough.
That's his words, not mine.
Now you are.
And then, so it was just a back and forth, like texting thing. And I'd see him randomly or whatnot, or see him through our friend Craig. And then it just got a text message. I think it was Easter Sunday. We were both single. Happily ever
right.
after.
Said, "Hey, cutie,"
That's right. You said, hey,
and I misspelled it.
You
so
said,
it's all
hey,
good.
sweetie,
Oh,
with a
sweetie, that's
Y.
what it was. Close enough.
You did misspell it.
Same thing. They got your attention.
That was your very first text to her?
Yeah.
That's bold.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It worked.
Either that
yeah.
or got electrocuted. It's whatever.
That's not how we got together. You electrocuted yourself. That was your fault, not mine. In the rain.
I
Who
wasn't
does
smart.
that?
I wasn't smart.
Wasn't.
No.
I was not smart.
So I heard her pickup line. I was listening to a different podcast, and I heard her pickup line. This guy said, "You've heard it? You watched it? You know what I'm talking about?"
I think so. I can't
So he
remember
said,
exactly.
"Yeah,
The one about pizza?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
about like if a guy walks up to you, want to ask a girl out. You're like, hey, do you want to go eat pizza and make out? And then like when they, you got to be
What?
quick with your response. But when they kind of like, what? It's like, what? You don't like pizza?
That's kind of his
Dawn
bold.
doesn't get
Dawn's
it.
like,
It's
It's
Dawn-
okay.
Dawn's like, give me a
Bold as
minute.
that.
Hold
Hey,
on, don't
sweetie.
get it.
Give me a minute.
I'll find out
How
afterwards.
did how do y'all meet?
We met at church, actually.
Okay.
We were, I was in 5th grade, I think, and she was in 6th grade, and we met at church, and I asked her out maybe once, not then, when we were a little older. She said no. And then she came back and asked me out to her senior prom.
Hey now.
That's quite the first date.
Yeah.
Senior prom.
Yes.
Well, I was a prom goer, so unlike some people.
Some of us did not go to prom.
Yeah, I went to 4.
Fano didn't go to
You
prom.
didn't go to
either.
prom?
No.
Me neither.
Nope. I didn't miss a thing.
I went to 4, and
Okay.
yeah. 4.
Popular guy.
I don't know. Not all in the same year. But
Okay.
yeah. Lots of money gone for
Seriously.
prom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 or 4 different schools. I went.
A lot of tuxes you had to rent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me about it. And I was
Just bought
broke.
one.
I was broke.
Which I feel like a tux is nothing compared to what the girls do when they buy these dresses. Because they
That's
don't rent
right.
a dress, they buy a dress.
Can't wait.
Well,
And
Kristi's thrifty.
Yeah.
That's a tongue. Kristi's thrifty.
Say that 5 times.
It's not just the dress. It's the dress. It's the hair.
Makeup.
It's the makeup. It's
Yeah.
the jewelry.
Shoes.
Flowers.
How much do you think we spent on our wedding for your dress and like food and everything? How much do you think we spent?
I wasn't much.
Oh my, that's impressive.
Like, what's a number?
I don't. Less than 5,000.
Oh no, it was way less than that.
Wow.
Good for you all.
Kristi is thrifty.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
I can't say- we
way,
can't say
way,
that.
way
We
less
cannot
than
say
that.
No,
No.
no.
We can't.
I was thinking like 1,500, 1,700 something. I mean, dress, food,
That's
flowers,
amazing.
photography, everything.
But
That's
Kristi
awesome.
can do all of those things.
Yes.
Kristi and her
Very,
family
very
just like
talented.
rally and can
Yes.
throw a wedding
Yes.
on a
You're
dime.
not just talking about
Did
an
y'all just
ordinary family.
They're
here.
professionals.
Yeah.
Did y'all just have like a small little wedding or no?
Well, our wedding was delayed because of the Army.
Okay.
So we had kind of spontaneous isn't the right word, but it was kind of spontaneous. It was 2 weeks or less from the time we like, okay, we can make it happen on this date.
Yeah.
And we didn't even send invitations. Like we didn't have time to send
Wow.
invitations. And we had like a little over 200 people in attendance that day.
Wow.
Wow.
But,
That's awesome.
It's a
So
good turnout
it
for
was
that
a
wedding.
it was a medium-sized kind of wedding, I guess.
Yeah.
So when you say it was delayed, like how long? When was it supposed to be and when was it?
It was delayed a month.
A month. Okay.
Yeah, but we didn't know. So we were supposed to get married in April, and I got shipped out of state in February.
Okay.
Very short notice, like 48 hours notice. It's like, hey, you're leaving. So I left, went out of state, and we just postponed the wedding, and I got delayed because I was supposed to leave the country. I got delayed and ended up staying. I was in Indiana, ended up staying there for several months. And when Memorial Day came around, we were like, hey, let's make it happen. So
Wow.
we did Memorial Day weekend of 2003.
Wow.
So the reason we got mixed up on our anniversary date a lot, we were supposed to get married on April 26th,
Okay.
and we ended up getting married May 24th. So the 24th and the 26th always messed
That
us
could throw
up.
you.
And,
Gotcha.
but then we figured out it was a later month, earlier day.
Okay.
So that's our little-
Put a little mnemonic with
That's
it.
right.
It's
Yes.
our little cheat sheet.
Okay.
We just always celebrate on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really care about the day.
You even get a day
necessarily.
off.
Yeah.
That's right.
When I was in the Army, I got 2 days off. 4-day weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about children. We all have children here. So you two have one child.
Just
We have a child?
We have a child.
What?
Just the one.
Well, Dawn might have two.
That's right.
That's
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that's a good way to think about it.
So
I'm okay with that.
are there any things that you disagree on with children, like discipline or anything like that?
I wouldn't say.
I don't know. Sometimes.
Dawn would say that I have the worst timing as far as when I want to discipline.
Yes.
Because normally it ends up being sometime when she's about to go with Lily away where I'm not. That sounds like it would be wrong on my part, but it just always happens that way.
So then I
Like-
have to deal with the crying and the screaming.
That's just like this
as she
morning.
calms down.
This morning she was good until she got in the car, and then she didn't want to listen, didn't want to buckle up, and I'm like, I'm about to count, and she knows when I count, I mean business, because normally she'll do it, and today she just would not, and I was like, I'm about to get in the back seat, and Dawn's like, just pick your battle. I have to deal with her for the next
like,
20
she will
minutes.
buckle up
Not
as
you.
I
You're about to go back
reverse.
inside.
Yeah. Ryan's patience level. It's real small.
Oh yeah.
So we all, and hers is as well. So.
Oh, she gets it honest.
Did
Yeah.
you see that before you had kids though? Like your patience.
Oh, yes.
You
Yeah.
did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't be like,
Yeah.
oh, yes, but yes. Ryan's always.
Which is funny because people at work would be like, "You have like the patience of a saint. You could sit there and take everything in all day long." And I'm
They've
like,
never played softball with you.
apparently, do I have no patience in softball?
No, my feelings got hurt a couple times.
If you
I
do
think.
something
probably
wrong,
needed it.
he will call you out.
Come on now. I don't think I never did anything. He did tell me one time I dropped a fly ball. Should have caught it. He's like, hey,
I
man.
said, no, I didn't.
Yeah,
What
you're
did I
like,
say?
Hey man, get that free hand up there next time.
Yeah, you see, this one that has the glove on it, the other one covers it up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Is
Simple
Ryan
as
the
that.
coach?
No.
No.
Oh,
We
okay.
played next to each other in the outfield though, so we were always
Player
next
coach.
to
We're
each
just
other.
communicating.
Player coach.
Yeah, we were.
Talking things out.
I was in the wrong. But
Okay.
okay.
he made sure to let me know.
Don't worry, I made that mistake too.
Yeah.
Constructive.
I think I broke.
criticism.
I seriously think I broke part of my hand
Here
when I
we
ran
go.
into the fence.
Here we when you.
trying to catch that foul because the fence is at an angle in foul territory.
I remember
You were
that.
afraid not to. Weren't sure what you were going to have to listen
I,
to.
no, I was
repercussions.
about to jump that fence and catch a foul ball. But
That'd have been an ESPN thing.
yeah, except
That's
there's
right.
no cameras.
No
out there,
footage.
and- yeah.
Oh, easy.
We can
upload.
say I did.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a counter. Like when you discipline your children.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
See, I was not. Like I was against that. Because if like one, my parents didn't do that, but two, if my kid like the way I justified it in my head was if I know that the parents are going to count, I'm not doing nothing for those first 2 seconds.
And she doesn't.
Oh, that's fine. You
I'm-
don't have to do
I'm
anything.
waiting
but
until they
guess
get
what?
to 3.
But she knows that when I count and I'm getting to 5, I'm not
Oh,
stopping.
5. What? That's
Yeah,
a
she-
long
Oh,
Oh,
count.
she gets to
Grace.
5. I'm
Grace.
graceful
No, I
with that.
count 5 down. You count 5 up.
Well,
No,
there's
I
the
can't-
problem.
No,
she
I
doesn't
can't,
know
I
where
can't,
we're going.
I count 5 down. I count
She knows she has 4 free seconds to keep running them up.
But here's the thing about Lily. I'll go 5, 4, and by the time I get to 3, she's like, "Mama, Mama," and she don't care anymore. She's running. Yeah.
We
So
do
he
have
counts
that.
down.
He does count down, yeah.
That didn't
do
really
count
fly in my house.
But
Is that a service thing? Like because you were in the service? you
No,
were more-
it was from like just my parents. Like that, there was no counting. It was do what you're told the first time you're told to do it. So that's kind of where I came from. But she was more lenient's not the right word because she didn't let her kids get away with anything. But she was more more calm than I
Waxed, a little bit
was,
more
and
waxed.
like, hey, you know, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
But
Picking battles for sure. I'm like, if she wants to wear tie-dye dress with random colored socks and boots, let her because
Oh, and she does.
I don't-
It's an easy yes.
it's an easy yes. Just
Easy
you're
yes.
covered,
Yeah.
you're set, let's go.
Yeah.
Like don't wear. I don't
but
know.
we found the happy medium in disciplining kids. I think. For
Teach
the-
us
for
your
the most
ways,
part.
oh wise one.
Oh, yes.
Lots of arguments. Lots of arguments. But because I was the same, like, hey, she doesn't need to do this. My daughter, who's our oldest, and Kristi were like, why? It doesn't matter. It's an easy yes.
Yeah.
Like, let them go.
Yeah.
But so one big thing, like a different, when I was growing up, family dinners or whatever, nobody ate until all the food was ready.
Oh, like at the table.
Yeah,
Or-
like
okay.
so while some food gets ready quicker than others, they set that out. Nobody ate till everything was
Right.
ready. Everybody was. Well, Kristi's family, they kind of the turkey's already cooked. They set that out. Well, they might grab a piece of turkey, or they grab some, and they kind of snack
Oh,
while
it's like
other
your
food
family.
is being prepared.
You couldn't like graze a little bit beforehand. Oh,
No,
goodness.
no, you had to wait till everything was ready. Everybody.
I died.
And like I would get in trouble if
I agree.
but Kristi's family wasn't like they'll graze and kind of all right, well let's eat. So when my daughter was little, I thought no, you're waiting until everything is done, and they're like, why? Everybody else is out here eating, but she's not going to eat. I'm like, well, I'm not going to eat either. It's just, we got over that. So, but so How do you all agree on disciplined kids? Are you kind of like-minded?
What do you think?
A little different. Kind of. I don't.
The reason why
I've lost. I used to be a very patient person, and I still am.
And
to a
that's why I
certain
asked the
extent.
question. Like before kids, did you
Right.
see that you
Right.
dealt with patients? Because he's, I mean, if you know Fano, like he's steady,
seem pretty
level,
just, yeah.
Very
calm
even
all the
keel.
time
Except,
until we had children,
yeah,
and they can,
tightly wound
yeah.
now these
Yeah.
days.
They really know how to
Yeah.
poke.
Oh man,
Yeah, I mean, not so much Grant. It's really not so much Grant. It's just something with Amelia.
Which those roles are reversed for you, Lorie, correct?
absolutely,
Right.
yes.
Which Grant's Grant, but Amelia's different.
Okay,
I don't.
Amelia's awesome.
Oh,
Amelia, we love you.
I love her to death. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying as far as being able to
Don't
get to
listen
me
to
and
your
stuff like
parents.
that.
That's right. She can push his buttons.
She can.
Yes.
She can.
She always turns it into like a girls versus boys in the house. And it
Gets them.
drives him crazy.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
And she
Because-
always takes my side. It's
Oh, yeah.
And Grant's not old enough to really be on my side. So it's just kind of like me, and I'm like the big bad wolf all the time. So, and sometimes Lorie laughs. So,
What?
Oh, you can't.
Lorie will laugh.
Like when you're disciplining.
I'd like an
Amelia,
example.
like if Amelia says something, I mean, she'll say something kind of like if we're into it and I'm trying to get, you need to do this, you need to do that, and she'll say something that's funny, and I know it's funny in my head.
Like what?
I don't know. She'll just say something or whatever, and then I'll hear Lorie kind of snicker.
I do try to go, if I'm going to laugh, it's usually, I mean, she knows how to push her buttons.
But I'm serious, telling her to do something, and Lorie will like that, so that doesn't really help.
The thing about I think disciplining with us is I'm with the kids all day. And so I may start real calm, like at the beginning of the day. I'm prayed up. I'm ready for this day. I'm going to kill it as a mom. And then at 8:02, I've already lost my cool. And so it builds and it builds, throughout the day.
Yeah.
Grant is 3 years old and he is all boy. Sorry, Kristi. She's going to be his teacher here in a couple weeks. And he just, he's just all boys, 3-year-old boy. And so my patience throughout the day diminishes. And then Fano gets home and he can sense my frustration. And so he thinks he has to match my level of intensity and frustration the second he walks through the door. And I'm thinking hey, you've only got an hour until they go to bed. You can be the cool, calm, chill, fun parent for an hour. And I get it. He's trying to be on my team. And if you're upset, I'm upset. And but then we're both the disciplinarian. We're both the heavy. And one of us has to be chill, calm. And it can't be me. I'm with him all day.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm I just want you to be the fun. If one of us can be the fun parent, I want it to be you for the 1 hour that you're at home. But he's coming in trying to I'm going to reinforce everything you've said in these 30 minutes before bedtime. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I try to be that way.
And I appreciate it.
But if you have a 6-year-old button pusher, it makes it more difficult. Love you, Amelia.
So that was
I
something.
do. I am. I'm tougher on Amelia, and I don't know why, but I am.
Well,
I am.
she's the oldest. I mean, that's
She
kind of
is.
natural.
she's so easy in
She
comparison.
is, but
if you look at both of our
yeah.
children, she's
really is.
Yeah, she's much easier.
But I am tougher on her, and I know that, and I do feel bad, and I need to get better at that because I am really
It's
tough
okay.
on her.
It's
So
okay.
I
She
was-
still
no,
loves you.
No, I am.
She loves
I
you
was
so
tougher on
much.
Ashlyn because
Right.
she was the oldest.
Right.
But too, you're kind of figuring out,
Absolutely.
But-
yeah,
our kids have different personalities anyway, and Ashlyn is a lot like me, which is not always the best because it's her way or nothing. And I'm like, no, that ain't gonna happen.
It's my way. Or
That's
nothing.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't
So,
be both of our ways.
Yeah, and Carter is so easy. He's like, whatever, I don't care. it doesn't matter. But Ashlyn, well, do you all spank?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Some people
In
don't.
a good way.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Love
So-
spanks.
We were spanked,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
and we
spanked.
turned out okay.
We
Yeah.
did.
But
we did.
Ashlyn had 10 times more spankings as she grew up than Carter. And part of that's personality, but part of it is Ashlyn would kind of help Carter, like discipline Carter.
Mm.
Like, hey, you can't do that. You're going to get in trouble. And, you know, stuff like that.
Kinda
So,
steer him
like,
in the right
you
way.
kind of saw, like, we saw, you know, all the things we invested in Ashlyn was kind of but they're 5 years apart. So it's a little bit, you know, she was a little older. If they were closer together, that probably wouldn't have happened. But
Yeah, Amelia tries to tell Grant what to do too, but he's not going to do it. If
now they don't, because they're 16 and 11.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah. No chance.
Carter's not going to do anything she says just because
Right.
she said it.
Right.
For the most part.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a lot
But I can
lot
see
of hard
Ashlyn's
times.
got that maternal instinct because the other night when we were all together and the lights went out, the power went out, bad storm, power went out, and Amelia, who's panicking,
Mhm.
and Ashlyn's like, let's get a game and go in here, a room where there's no windows, and let's get this flashlight and let's
Save
play
the
this
day.
game.
Let's
I mean,
go
it
play
was
in the
like,
bathroom.
it was.
Yeah.
It
was
took her a
immediate.
second. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
It was.
And she took Lily and she took
Yeah.
Amelia and they played and she wasn't scared anymore. I was like,
We're definitely the hardest on Lily, so.
Dawn, are you harder on Lily or on Ryan?
Oh, I'm harder on Ryan than I am on
Gotcha.
Lily. I'm okay to confess I'm a kind of pushover mom. I am. I don't know.
But I would say
don't-
you're like that because of your old job, though.
Yes,
I
I would leave at.
Dawn worked downtown Nashville, and we lived in Portland, or we're still in Portland, but at the time we were in Portland still. And you know, she would leave the house at what 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah,
and I would take her to school,
and I wouldn't get home till.
and then she wouldn't get home until 7:30 at night. So she didn't see her in the morning, she didn't see her during the day, and she saw her for 20 minutes before she went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to be pushover. You couldn't be disciplined every 5 seconds because
Yeah.
you'd never do anything else.
But that's why
So.
she's ruined today.
Yeah, now she's just set in her ways.
How much did you talk about discipline and how to discipline your children before you had children? Or did you talk
Zero.
about it?
I don't think we
I
talked
don't think we
about
talked
it
about
at
it at
all.
all.
Yeah.
None
I
whatsoever.
mean, I think we might have had like a 5-second conversation, like we're gonna spank, right?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna
I think
happen.
I was like, well, I think one of the main things was how do you feel about prom? Because I didn't go and you went. I know it's one question.
That's
He
like
was
the
like,
only thing we talked
the
about.
only thing we talked about.
So I
we're
think
going to
that-
spank and we're going to let her go to prom.
Yeah.
Or are you not?
Or I
Are you
don't
gonna let her
know.
go?
I mean, I guess probably. I'll see how I feel when it comes time.
Okay. You got some years.
I say
Yeah.
yes, just because I went, but
Yeah.
that would be some
Dawn.
advice that I think all of us would
Yeah.
give if you're thinking about getting married or in the process of getting married or you are married and thinking about having kids. Talk about that stuff. It's all
Mhm.
the sooner
Yeah.
you do it, the better. Because
Yeah.
Kristi and I were raised differently, just discipline wise, pretty much opposite ends of the spectrum, right? And so we came in with totally different ideas of discipline, and she wasn't really about spanking. I was like, oh, they're getting spanked, right? But
They're getting it.
like for me, even though I was spanked, like I didn't spank my kids nearly as much as I was spanked, or for the same things. But there was a lot of not heartache, but some discussions we had of, hey, you didn't need to spank them for that. Well, maybe I did. Maybe I, you kind of got to learn that. But
Mhm.
that's conversations you should have before you're married, but for sure before you have kids, because that could be the cause of strife in your marriage and arguments, and that's definitely not the time you want to be having those fights is when kids are involved.
And I think it's one of those things you still talk about. Like after you have, even that, like when I gave him permission to not, you don't have to come in and like lay down the law at 6:30 at night when you get home. Like it's okay if you just want to play or, be the easy, fun parent. You don't have, like, that's a conversation we had to have that we would have never thought to have that. I mean, if you had said who's going to be the disciplinarian and who's not, I don't know if we would have known before we had kids how it was going to shake out.
Right.
Sure.
But that's a conversation we kind of still have to have. Like, hey, the easy yes. Let her wear the tie-dye dress to
Yeah.
Walmart or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like those are conversations you don't plan because you don't know you're going to have them until it's it's time to have
What about
it.
Jasmine and Belle dresses?
Let her wear it.
Again,
Let her,
like,
she's not going to
easy.
want to do that in a few years.
Hopefully.
I mean,
Hopefully.
yeah.
What if she does though, right?
I mean, if she's 16
She
and says,
she
"Can I
coming
wear the
in with
bell
me.
dress?" You say
Go.
no.
No,
When
we're
she's
going for it.
5,
Well, if she has one that fits at that time, you might as well let her wear it because you bought
you
it.
paid for it.
Yeah.
I think she asked me this week, "Can I wear Jasmine to school?" And I was like, "No."
No, we can't wear Jasmine
No,
to school. It does
you
have
cannot.
it just shows a little bit of her belly. That one
Oh,
does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was like, "No, absolutely not."
but we have worn Belle and we have worn Cinderella before.
And don't be afraid to change your discipline way, the way you discipline your
Yeah.
kids. Even so, we would do something one way. It's like, okay, I did it my way this time, Kristi. Well, next time, try it this way, or do this instead of whatever.
Yeah, sometimes spanking does not work for Lily. Like
Yeah.
timeout or taking something away sometimes will work better.
Right.
We have a
You
couple
know.
different ways that we try to do it because some, just depending on what the situation is. Like you said, spanking might not. She just gets angrier about the situation,
Yeah.
and then
Speaking of kids, you all had to get fertility treatments
We did.
before you were able to have kids. What was that like for you? And what was that process, I guess?
Well, nobody
People
plans to go
never-
through that.
yeah.
Everybody plans that
Yeah.
when you decide it's time to have a baby, you have a baby.
Right.
Like, okay, we're ready.
Yeah.
And for us, that was like a year after we got married.
Right.
We're like,
we
okay.
just thought that it would happen just
Yeah.
like that. We've been married for a year. Let's have kids. Okay, let's have kids. So that's what we're going to do. So, but
It didn't happen that way.
no.
And
didn't.
4 years, it was 5 years until we had Amelia. And
Mhm.
we went through lots of fertility treatments. And both of our kids were IVF babies after 2 failed IVFs,
Mhm.
which is lots of time and lots of money and lots
Mhm.
of, it's a lot. It's a lot on the woman, but it's a lot on a marriage. And we went through that for several years until we finally had Amelia. But it was we had 2 miscarriages before we had her. And that was a lot of just crying out, like, what are we supposed to do? It's one of those situations in life where I never felt like God said yes or no. And for me, that's what's so hard. I mean, when you read the Bible and you say, okay, I can do this and I can't do this. I should do this and I shouldn't do this. But when it's like life decisions and it's, I don't know. Do we go through this again? Do we put ourselves through this again? And I remember listening to Natalie Grant, who's one of my favorite singers, and somebody was asking her, how do you make decisions? Like, if you don't know, what do you do? And she said, you spend time in the Word and you spend time in prayer, and then you just take the step of faith. And God will reveal to you, He'll give you confirmation, or He'll, give you an unsettling if it's not where He's leading you. And that's kind of what we did. Just, we prayed, we were in the Word, and then we would take one step and God would confirm the decision, and then we would take another one. And that's kind of how we ended up deciding to go through IVF for the 3rd time, which resulted in our Amelia. And then we did it one more time and had Grant almost 4 years later. So that's a road you don't plan to go down when you get married.
No, it's not.
But it sure taught us a whole lot.
It did. That is God's timing and not ours.
Mm-hmm.
It's not our. We can think all we want to now. Oh, it's perfect. We've been married, and financially is a good decision. We're going to have kids, so God give us kids or whatever. So it's not all about our timing. And until we let go of ourselves and kind of said, God, if we're not going to have kids, then it's your decision. We're going to praise you anyway. Whatever decision. This is our last time doing this. If we get pregnant, we do. If we don't, we don't. Until we let go and just let Him completely put it in His hands instead of ours. That's when we both had a peace about it. And
So 4 years. It took 4 years.
It was 5 years.
5
Well,
years.
4 years, yeah, from the time we decided to have kids till she was born. Yeah.
How often are those treatments, or were those treatments? Like, what's that process? Because
Oh, my
it's not
goodness.
something I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
Like, what is that process?
Well, kind of
Not
with anything, you
super
start with the
graphic or
easy,
nothing.
right? You
Yeah.
start easy, and so it's just take these pills and see if it helps, and then it gets a little bit more invasive and a little bit more invasive. But when we went through IVF, injections every day. It's multiple injections every day.
She got really, really sick.
I did. Yeah.
All.
While taking them?
Yeah. Very sick. Both times we went through it, like in the hospital for several days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And one thing I would tell somebody who's going through it is don't hide it, because our circle that knew was very, very small.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like basically my family and a few friends. And it's hard to go through something like that physically, emotionally. I mean, all of those things without many people knowing. And so when you're in the hospital for a few days and nobody, like, where's Lorie at? She wasn't at church. But I will say, when we had the revival at our church, we kind of let the church in on what we were going through. And that was it was a game changer for us in a lot of ways, because that's when God started to really break us. Like, this isn't about us. It's about your timing and your plan. But also, so many people were so kind to, we're praying for you. We're praying. And several in this church to this day will say, we prayed for you. We prayed for those babies. Your name was on my refrigerator and I prayed for you every day. And I know they did. And that was a huge part of our story is, we prayed for it, but we also had a huge group of Parkway that was praying for us too. And that's special.
And we went through like a dark time with that, because it just seemed like when we were going through those 4 or 5 years, everybody around us was getting pregnant. It seemed like, our friends, family, and everything were getting pregnant. We were just like sitting there like, why us? And why can't this happen to us? And everything. People would ask us all the time at church, when are y'all having kids? Not knowing what we were going through. And we would go home and cry and
if only they
be
knew.
mad
Yes.
and everything, and be like, we don't want to go to church because we know we're going to hear these people ask us and stuff. But it wasn't anything against them or all. So because
Mother's Day, was
Mother's
always
Day
hard,
and
yeah.
So it was just difficult to go through that. But that revival, and once we shared what we were going through, it was definitely a good thing. And
I had a little challenge for Ryan.
Uh-oh.
You did.
We've been pushing to get the subscribers.
Yeah, I forgot about. How did I forget
had
about
a little
this?
challenge.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we're at as if I'm on this. We're real invested,
you
y'all.
said it right. You
I-
said it right.
I will
Yeah.
say, Lori is probably our number one fan.
She is.
You are.
And she is.
You are.
She's.
So
yeah.
Stefano
Other than
kind of.
Russell.
Speaking
all
of,
over.
Yeah, that or Amanda.
Hey, they didn't
well,
even
They
subscribe.
They haven't subscribed
Oh,
yet, so
that's
they're down on
Mondays.
They
Still?
haven't.
No, I think they probably did.
Probably after he was on here, but
That's true.
goodness gracious.
They're peer pressured.
Speaking of marriage strife, I caused a little strife after our very first episode released. I asked Lori because I knew she had been she watched it, and I was like, "Hey, what did you think? Give me some feedback." And she did. She told me exactly what she thought, and she had one critique. She's like, "If it was me, I would do this."
He asked.
I did ask, and I genuinely wanted to know.
I knew you did. Yeah.
Yeah,
And Stefano found out.
I did.
I don't remember if she told him, I told him something, and he said, "You told him that? Like you said a criticism?"
Do you know how hard he's worked on
and I
this?
was
Don't
like,
you?
Like episode 1. It's not like it was like episode 9.
That's the time to make
like
some
right
changes.
now.
I had to tell him.
Don't wait till
Give him a
episode
break.
7.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
we are still learning, but very much in the
Right.
process of learning at that time. And he's like, "I can't believe you did." I had to tell. I was like, "Hey man, I asked for it. It's good. It's all right."
The thing about it was, then you forgot what I said, and then I
Oh,
had to
yeah.
tell you
I
again.
totally
He's like,
forgot.
"Now, what was that critique you gave me?"
And then I promptly wrote it all. I was like, "Yeah, we won't be doing that." But I appreciate your opinion.
But I've listened to every minute of every other one, and I have not said anything else. They've been awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
But my challenge to Ryan was, as we're
Oh.
trying to get the subscribers up,
Right.
trying to get to 100.
As my eye. Poke my eye out.
Oh, yeah.
I said,
yeah, go ahead.
how many subscribers do we need to get to? Like if we get to 100, 150, whatever, 200,
Yeah.
can we add a GPS to God tattoo? I mean, why not?
Right.
There's space. I see
I
it.
have some room. And I agreed to it, actually.
He
So
agreed to it, people. We
if
got to
we
get the numbers up.
If we get to 100, so we can get our unique ID and everything for YouTube, I will go ahead and I will do the tattoo.
You got to do it. Come on.
There is
I
the
don't see
challenge.
them
If
either.
you did not want to subscribe before for some reason, you should now, just to see Ryan go through a little bit of temporary pain.
That's right.
I did confirm with his
It's
wife
nothing.
she was okay. I mean, she was okay with it. Yeah.
Nice.
I like the idea.
Maybe
100
they'll be like,
subscribers.
"What are you thinking?"
So we are so close. This should push everyone
gonna do
over
it.
the edge.
It's gonna do
Right.
it.
I'm not telling you to create another account and subscribe again, but if somebody did that, we wouldn't even know. So
Get your kids' email addresses.
right.
I have had a
Put 'em
couple
out there.
people tell me that they didn't know how to do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, quick tutorial. First, you could find anyone under the age of 20
Mhm.
and above the age of 5, and they can help you. They
I
can.
even
They
think
can.
This is
someone
true.
that's younger than 5
Yeah.
probably.
This
Because
is
Jackson
true.
could probably show you how
Yeah.
to subscribe to some few things.
But if for some reason you don't have any of those people available, go to YouTube. At the top, you'll see a little magnifying glass looking thing. That's the search bar, if you don't know. If you do know, please don't feel insulted. But you click the magnifying glass, type in GPS to God. It will take you to our page. And then once you get on our page, you'll have to click. It'll pull up a list. You click on our page, and it'll be a bright red bar that says subscribe. All you got to do is touch it.
Click it.
Just
Do it.
touch it.
Do it
and
now.
then it will turn
Just
gray.
do it now.
If it has turned gray, you are subscribed.
You're in.
Right. But don't they have to have an account though?
You do have to have a Google account.
Right,
I
okay.
think it's a Google account.
Yeah.
It's
I think
free.
you can actually sign up with any email address.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah.
There
But
you-
like if you subscribe to it, I don't know if you even have the option to subscribe to it, but you have to have an account, and then once you have an account, then
easy.
you can
it's
subscribe.
free.
It's
easy.
easy.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
put an email address
No
in,
fees.
and that's it.
That's right.
They're
Plus
not
you-
going to
plus
track
we got
Thrifty.
prizes.
Free
We got
99.
prizes.
gift card. We're trying to give a, we want to give away these gift cards.
And you can come
Right.
on and talk about whatever's on your mind.
And please send us topics. We have had a couple topics sent in that we will be hitting up in the future. But let us know your thoughts, your topic, your critiques. Even that doesn't mean we will change anything. But
Obviously.
Right.
well, we're gonna start to wrap this up here.
And we've had a
Since
blast.
I think
been
Dawn
fun.
is ready, but
I'm not going to go all night. Someone else has my kid.
That's
I'm
right.
good. I'm free.
keep the stories coming. Then, all right, part 2 is coming up. But whether we do a part 2 or not, we're gonna get a story in real quick.
Okay.
You told a great story of we were talking about pets,
Oh no.
and you all don't. We've talked about pets. Fano, I mean, just in front of the world, said that your household doesn't have pets because of
right.
you.
That's true. Yeah.
But you told a story of being in the neighborhood
Yeah.
with your father, and
Yes.
I'm just going to let you take it from the beginning.
Okay. So we didn't. I have to set this up. We didn't have pets growing up. We did not have cats. We didn't have dogs. We didn't have fish.
Mm.
And so I have always been fearful of animals. I can't help it. It just is what it is. All right. So if I'm around a dog, mainly dogs, I'm terrified. I think they're going to bite me. They're going to jump up on me. It's going to end bad. I'm scared. Okay. I admit it. I'm scared. And anybody who has
That's
ever
the
had me
first
to their
step.
home, it's the first step.
First step.
That's right. Anybody who's ever had me to their home and has dogs knows this. This is no surprise. So keep that in mind when I tell you that within the last couple of weeks, my dad has a golf cart. So we live on the same street as my parents and my sister and her family. It's awesome. And when we moved to the neighborhood, my dad got this big old golf cart that seats all the grandkids, and he'll pick them up and he'll drive them through the neighborhood and across the street to Moss Wright Park and through 12 Stone. You know, it's a whole thing. So Dad had pulled up in front of our house to get my kids and to get me to go on a little golf cart ride. And I'm walking to the golf cart and I look up the street and I see this family, this husband and wife and a child, and these 2 enormous dogs. What kind are they?
Chihuahua.
No.
Great
Come on.
Great Danes. We talked
Great
about
Danes.
Great Danes, thank you.
I think I said Greyhound last time.
No, it was a great.
Oh.
It was greyhounds.
They're
Greyhounds.
both
Yes,
big.
yes.
Two
It was
greyhounds.
2 huge greyhounds. And so there they are walking towards us, walking down the street. And before my eyes, one of them gets loose and it starts barreling towards us. My kids are on the golf cart. Dad's on the golf cart, but he's on the phone. He doesn't know what's happening. And I'm walking that way and I see this dog coming. And in my mind, I'm like, what do I do? Do I try to get back to the house? Do I get in the golf cart? Do I climb a tree? I don't know. Like, what do I do? How do I get away from this dog? And so the dog is coming. I make the decision. I'm just going to go to the golf cart and we'll see how this plays out. And this lady from up the street, this sweet neighbor I've never met, yells down and says, "Can you catch my dog?" She doesn't know. And so I have to
Confess right there.
I got to confess. No.
Any other person would be like, come here.
I know.
Come on.
I said, "I'm sorry, no." And so this dog just like comes flying. And thankfully another neighbor was out there and she actually got the dog. And so I had to confess, "I'm sorry. We're a family that's fearful of animals." And she was like, "Oh, but they're so kind and they just want to jump up on you and lick you." Yeah, I do not want that to happen. No. It's already looking me eye to eye. These huge greyhounds. And I said, I almost ran back into the house. And she said, "Well, I'm glad you didn't because they can run 45 miles an hour."
They'd have taken you down.
They would have totally taken me down.
But you did choose to run to the golf cart.
I did run to the golf cart. I thought I'll at least be with my kids if I go out like this. If this is how it goes down, we're doing it together.
And the
Being
way you
licked
told
to death.
the story the other day, you kind of dove in the golf cart. You
did.
got both feet up. You
I
kinda
did.
like
I
trying
was
to
up
get-
on. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm scared, y'all. I'm scared. I'm scared of dogs.
Golf
Love
carts
animals.
don't offer a lot of protection.
It offered
they're
zero.
They're
Yeah.
open air.
Yeah.
A dog's going to come get you.
I know. I thought I was safer there than just standing in the front yard.
And apparently, if they run that fast, you were not
45
making it home.
Yeah.
No,
They're going out
no.
They're going out run a golf cart.
Golf cart was
I can
the
see her
best
stuck,
option.
but she's stuck between. It's like halfway to the
I didn't
house,
know what to
halfway to the
do.
golf cart. I can see the
Yeah.
look of terror in my mind.
You've seen it. It's a
Oh, yeah.
high-pitched squeal. It's kind of like that squeal when he saw the raccoon.
That's where he gets it
It's a
from.
similar squeal. Yeah.
Grant has
Rather-
no chance.
I wish it was
No, and
I'd
poor
rather take
Amelia's
on the
scared too.
greyhounds
Do y'all
than
have like cameras or
raccoons.
anything we could see this?
Oh.
Like recording?
Yes, we do.
we'll have to
Not
see
the
it.
raccoon, but the greyhound.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
raccoon would have been fun to see
It's
too,
probably
though.
gone by
Yeah.
now.
I mean, your voice is so low, I just would imagine how high it gets when you squeal like a little girl.
Oh, well, we only have the ring on the front, so
That would have been great.
our neighbors behind us have a ring on
I
the back,
asked.
but
They
don't.
didn't.
Yeah.
You're like,
They
I
didn't.
already tried that.
Yeah.
I'd have given anything for that.
It was tough. I mean, y'all just be careful out there. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody just be careful.
You never
whenever
know.
You're, whenever
You
you're taking
never
out
know.
trash
Late
and you
night
leave
trash taken out.
that lid open, there could be some critters.
You're
in there.
asking for
A
it.
Big,
You open it up and an animal like Zorro come
a
out at you.
big
You know?
critter that means business.
I told a story about my brother breaking up a fight between our dog and a neighbor's dog, and he called me, or I called him a little while ago, and he said, "Hey, man, you get all those details wrong." So I correct my story. It was not our German Shepherd. It was our part chow, part mutt mix,
Okay.
and my brother was only bitten once.
Okay.
However, he did have to go to the hospital, and he still has.
And this is why I'm
scars
scared. See?
The dogs are fight. Don't try to break up two fighting
No.
dogs.
Let the record,
I won't.
Let the record show. And I mean, I've been around you been married for 12, and I've been around you for
Oh, wow.
18 or so. No dog has ever tried to bite her.
I don't give it the opportunity.
So
I don't get around it.
So
No.
that there hasn't been an event that caused this fear.
Thankfully. Yeah.
It's just natural fear.
It's true.
A
Can't help
healthy,
it.
natural, unexplained fear.
I know.
So we'd like to thank you all for joining us, and we did not air a bunch of dirty laundry. We all enjoy being married, but we just want you to know that arguments are going to come up, but be committed to each other, be committed to God, and if you're seeking Him and growing closer to Him, He will bless your marriage. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy all the time, but it will be easy sometimes, and there'll be good times, and just work through those bad times. Be committed. Don't be wishy-washy. And all right, let's get divorced. We'll find another one somewhere down the street. So we've got a couple of verses, as always, that we're going to close with here. Two of them. We're going Old Testament, New Testament again. This is Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. It says, "This explains why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, and the two are united into one. And Ephesians 5:33 says, "So I say again, each man must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband." So God has provided us a plan to be married and to be with each other and to leave our parents and start our own families and be committed to each other and to be committed to Him and to love each other like ourselves. And that's kind of where a lot of things get lost, I think, is, we're selfish. We all have selfish tendencies at times, but just put your spouse first and treat them the way you want to be treated.
Golden rule.
And you will
That's right.
make it through all those little silly arguments.
I thought the golden rule was always say yes, dear.
That too.
That's a good one.
That's a good one for all you fellas.
That's
The
a
platinum rule.
That's a paraphrasing. That's a way to paraphrase. So thank you. Please subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe. We all want to see Ryan get a new
That's
tattoo.
right.
We
Oh,
will
yeah.
take video if and when. Emphasis on the when that happens. When that happens, we'll take some video and we'll post that to the channel as well, so everyone can enjoy that.
Be some good stuff right there.
Some squealing.
Squeal like a girl.
I don't squeal when it
I've
comes
yet
to
to-
that.
Gonna squeal like a girl.
I've
should
yet
look
to
it
ever
up.
go.
Dawn can't say anything. She's never been.
No, I don't go to those. I just think of the ideas, figure it out, and I'm like, okay, go on your way.
Show
I'll
me
see
when you
when
get
it's
home.
Yes, dear.
That's right.
Thank you for listening to GPS to God. Please leave us a rating on iTunes and also subscribe on YouTube and hit the bell if you'd like to receive notifications when new episodes air.